few stories, LA Kings stories specifically, taking place in the interim. First up, a new contract for Austin Wagner.
God, this guy can skate.
He doesn't respect the speed of Wagner.
Gon' play that, take you down, I'ma say that. Money me a couple dollars, telling you now this payback. So I'm gone, finally back in my home. I'm working like so much, they swear I had me a clone. Ballin' can't beat me up, cause I'm back in my zone now.
Wagner scores! Wagner has a breakaway. Wagner scores!
No one is catching
Let me into my zone, let me into my zone.
Let me in my zone. Please don't let me in.
So we did our player evaluations for Austin Wagner a few weeks ago. I talked to Jim Fox and Sean Tierney from Charting Hockey. I would encourage you to check it out at lakings.com/podcast if you don't already subscribe to All the Kings Men, which is our regular audio podcast. Austin Wagner is a fascinating player. He obviously has elite speed, but obviously he knows it. His teammates know it. It's a topic of conversation among the fan base and the team that he struggles to finish on the opportunities that he creates using his speed. But in talking to Jim Fox, and again, I encourage you to listen to the full conversation. He does more than just skate fast, right? He plays, every second he has the puck or his line has the puck is the second that the other team doesn't. And so even though they're not scoring, the overall impact of the game tips more towards offense than defense, and he's improved his defensive game a ton. But, Jim had a lot of sort of insight into the impact that speed has on Wagner himself and on the line. I don't want to step on the conversation too much. Like I said, I would just encourage you to go listen to it. But 3 years at just over $1 million a season for Austin Wagner in a flat cap era with the league minimum going up over the next few seasons. I think this is a great contract, not only for Austin, but also for the Kings. I'm excited about it. Another player signing a new contract, however, is Carl Grundstrom. The first year of that deal is a two-way deal, meaning he gets paid less at the AHL level. And the second year is a one-way deal, meaning he gets paid the full amount no matter which league he's playing in, the NHL or the AHL. I would fully expect Carl Grundstrom to make the Kings this coming season out of training camp just because of waiver eligibility rules, his age, where he's at in his stage of the career. And looking at the Kings roster, realistically, I think if you look at the top line of Alex Iafallo, Anze Kopitar, and Dustin Brown, I don't think anybody would be surprised if that is the top line. Then you've got Kempe, Velarde, Furk, Carter, Lizotte, Wagner, Moore. Those guys are all under contract. Amadio, I always forget about Amadio. Apologies to Michael Amadio. But that's another 8 guys to go along with the 3 guys on the top line. That's 11 players. Once you factor in Carl Grundstrom, that's 12. Training camp's going to be really interesting. Not a ton of spots, but a lot of roles up for grabs, I think. There's conversation I see where people assume that Adrian Kempe will play the left wing with Gabriel Velarde and Martin Furk. I'm not sure that that's necessarily true. I mean, I think he'll be given the opportunity, but that line of Kempe, Lizotte, and Wagner, right? We saw in that video that everybody loves so much for Austin Wagner, speed kills. And that line, the 3 of them combined have speed to spare. It wouldn't take a lot to push that line towards a little bit more production. And should that happen, I think it'll be really interesting. So yeah, Carl Grundstrom, Austin Wagner getting new contracts. We're still waiting on Sean Walker to sign an extension. He is an RFA, and we're still waiting to find out whether or not Ben Hutton, Joakim Ryan, or Trevor Lewis will be brought back. All of those unrestricted free agents.